Yeah, so first off, like and subscribe, please and thank you. Okay, I have to admit, um, some things or two because I mean, working at Avenue was very informative because the body types that we dealt with was a really sore point because every time I turned around, it was like, you know, you so small, why you work here? Very like condescending, self-sabotaging, destructive type of attitudes. And then other smaller girls started to work in the stores as well. It wasn't always just really big or heavy set women. And I am not trying I just am not sure how other plus size young ladies. And I had that opportunity to learn that that was a niche, that was a market. And when I was trying to figure out what that meant, I struggled deeply because there were moments and times where I was just selfish. There was deeper rooted seeds of selfishness. There came times where I just totally knew that I was not taking this seriously enough, and I just always assumed that I had more time, and I continuously got in trouble. And I was saddened by that particular understanding that things were not going to allow myself to actually experience more time besides the 24 hours that was already readily available at that particular time. And as I wanted to move up, I started out as trying to figure out what it was just for selling and things like that. And then eventually I was like, okay, cool, this is something that's going on. And now that I'm able to actually feel like this is something that I'm able to comprehend for a second, then it's like, well, fine, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this, okay, this is something that's cool and it's something that I can do, which is fine. But why am I struggling this in that sense that I am trying to figure myself out and move forward, but it's still a struggle? Why is that? And the short answer is I had to find myself. I was contented to actually be a sales associate and then go into that role of assistant manager and assistant managing. And I had fun with that. And I was so adamant with helping these young ladies. And I was like so determined in my mind to sign these ladies up for credit cards, or I made it my business to, hey, you know, you interested in signing up for a credit card today? You know, if you want to do that when you get out and you step up to the register, you know, just make sure to tell me, and we'll kind of sort of figure that out whenever you're ready. I'm going to leave this size here on the back of your door, and whenever you feel comfortable, I'll make sure to have further assistance readily available. And that's how you realize that those women were seen. That's how I understood that behavior. And it was so sad because as they understood that I was seeing them and that I was being seen by them as well, that's when all of my girl love your natural will say, and so check her out as well, you know, like and subscribe for her community as well. That's when all the spiritual warfare starts coming at my neck. You know, boyfriends start to pop up and the drugs start to increase, and now next thing you know, I'm losing out on all of the things that they perceived as something that they wanted, and I held dear. They get to see it slip through my fingers, and I get to experience it. So that's what she means by having things crumble. And I get it. I totally understand it. And that's why I really love this particular community so much. You all are so good at listening, at applying some of these. I've been watching our steady count grow. I've been posting consistently and showing up, and I've seen the results. I've seen the growth. I've seen our Instagram account followers hold steady. The number, I've seen our Inner Glow channel, which is a social channel that we have on IG, continuously grow. One girl I kept noticing, I was like, oh wow, we're similar and things like that, and she always has more members, and I'm trying to figure out why not surpass this young lady. Like, why am I constantly feeling as though I'm behind in that sense? And so once I began, Labria, to figure out what the kind of sort of steady and growth implies and entails, the growth came. And so we started, I want to say, at 30 something members. Now we're over 50 something members. And so I'm grateful, and I'm so excited for what that entails. And even our YouTube subscribers as well. The posting schedule is so consistent. We just finished wrapping up now season 1 of Style for Growth, and we're going into season 2, but a little bit later on in the year, so that we can have a mid kind of sort of moment to just exhale and breathe, if you get my gist. And so as I continuously push out that content on a regular, consistent basis, I see the numbers of our subscribers increase. We were holding steady at 50, and then all of a sudden I was able to do the lives, and I'm like, oh wow. I'm not saying that I want to live continuously from my cell phone at just any moment, break day of the time frame necessarily, so to speak, at all hours of the night, but I'm aware of the power of, in that sense, that whenever that is something that I feel is a necessity, I have it readily available. And that's pretty much what the whole entire point is. So now we went from the number that we had, I don't know, 2 or 3 subscribers, to 50 subscribers, to 100 subscribers, 150 subscribers. And it's just been a very interesting experience, and I'm so grateful for that. And the young ladies that are, feeling like you are crumbling, and the things that you love dear have crumbled, because trust me, I know that they have because my own have as well. And so when those moments have happened, what that has taught myself and those who are around me is to definitely trust you most of all out anybody in your circle, because after you do that, then you can go to step 2, which is to necessarily, so to speak, fine tooth comb your inner circle, as well as a precautionary, as a measure of self-care, because that's a prevention method in keeping things from crumbling. Now, is that something that people are not gonna wish on you? Nah, yeah, most of the jakes and the ops probably are, but that's the point of going through, so that you can weed out those people and bring in those who actually prefer your things to remain intact. That's how you can figure out what that point is. So that's definitely something that working at that particular establishment has brought to myself as a revelation. And was that tough? Yes, most definitely. I mean, these were people who I thought were going to just probably most likely spend a lifetime with one another. And I mean, at that point in time, that's just like what the point is. So it's really no other justification when something begins to go other than that way. Then it's like you have a jolt of a reality check. And it's Antasia. It's as though you've been allowing yourself to be lied to and taken advantage of, to the point where you've allowed yourself to experience certain things that were beneath you, that weren't even a part of a vision board or any type of visual goals whatsoever, but these are what people wanted for you to have. And that speaks about what your circle is telling you and is allowing you to experience, and what it is that they authentically think about you, or how little they think about you. And then when you have those moments where the snapback is kind of sort of like, oh wow, now I see how little that you think about me, and that token can have a reflective moment. Well, it's like, oh, okay, well, now that you're thinking about that, and that's how you chose to conduct yourself, now I see why your life has crumbled even worse than the thoughts that you caused for somebody else to experience when it comes to dealing with how things crumble in their lives. And so it's very obvious that they're up to no good, and as long as you can do those things and apply moving forward, most likely you're not going to have the same outcome as the people who wish those things to similar young ladies and or personas that are around for some reasons that's beyond these people. And that's ultimately what it's about. So hopefully you all, Antasia, are having a good day, and everything is going smooth as possible. And I will talk to you all again on the next one. And thank you for watching From Floor to Flourish as we get into these retail rungs for some of the most interesting of jobs. And I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Bye.